What's up, everybody? It's been a while since I did one of these official live streams. There's been a lot that's happened over last couple of years, to be honest with you all. Um, too much sometimes that has really affected me and the way that I'm looking at like everything and the way that I'm doing everything. You may have noticed a lot of changes over the last years, especially with the way I'm doing things, and there's more coming. I know how we all feel about change. We don't like change. It's hard. It's unpredictable. You don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. You don't know what today is going to bring. Um, but sometimes it's important to go through the change. Just cause it's one of those things that without change there's no growth. Without no suffering there's no need to move forward. And there's been a lot of that lately, especially lately. um, you may have noticed across, if you're on my email list, thank you, and you're watching this, thank you for my email list. You guys are awesome. If not, more than happy for you guys to hop on. All you got to do is sign up to the email list, and we can get you started. But Vio Fitness is shelved for the time being. Sometimes life takes you in different directions where you just have to just stop or pause some stuff. And me being having to go get another job at a big box gym, their non-competition clause states that I can't have any fitness stuff. So we're shifting. We're shifting to helping you grow create your podcast and make it succeed in the podcasting world. How are we doing that? Well, we're doing it with Resilient Reboot Productions. Now, I created Resilient Reboot Productions years ago, and with the no idea of what I'm going to be doing with this company. I just had it as an umbrella company for Vio Fitness and the Fitness Oracle, and I'm like, something will pop up. I don't know what. I'll just leave it. So that's basically what I did. I just left it, and now Resilient Reboot Productions is going to be specifically to create your podcast and grow the podcast, um, but with a different twist. I know there's a lot of podcast production companies out there, and they focus on the business uh, and the growth. And we're going to be also doing we're also going to be doing the business and growth. I'm going to hopefully not hopefully, I am going to be bringing on special guests to these live streams, plus the Resilient Reboot Productions community, where they're going to be helping you grow your podcast with their specific tools and their tricks. There's a lot of tricks in the industry that we don't, us podcasters, we don't share, just because it can get a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of work, guys. I'm not shitting you guys. Having a podcast is a lot of work. It's not something to take lightly. It's not something that you see just the end result. There's a lot of work that goes behind it when it comes to production, to post production, to pre production, to marketing, to copywriting, to you name it. There's a lot of work that goes into it. And when people really get into podcasting, they are overwhelmed. Hey, DJ, how are you? Thanks for joining. It's a lot of work. And the way we differ, the way Resilient Reboot Productions differs from all these other production companies, is that we address that in the community, in the Resilient Reboot Productions community. We address that. There is, yes, like I said, um, there is a part where it's like business, podcasting business, how to promote, how to grow the podcast, but there's also a health and wellness aspect to it. Because one thing from doing podcasting for 3 years now that I've learned is this. Just podcasting can and will consume your entire life. And if you don't know how to unplug and get refocused, your productivity and burnout is going to come very quickly. And it's happened to me countless of times. And I don't want that to happen to you. And I don't want it to happen to anybody in the community. So right now the community is, I'm just opening it up for everybody. I want as many people in there. I want as many podcasters or potential podcasters to come on in and let's make your podcast. Uh, the the Fitness Oracle. The Fitness Oracle is going to be launching its first episode. The release dates are going to be on Wednesdays, as normal. Thank goodness that the company that I'm working with has still allowed me to have my fitness podcast, which is fantastic. And we can continue the Fitness Oracle, which is amazing. That's my backbone right now, and I'm really excited to keep going. We are launching also a new podcast, one that will address nihilism and how to beat nihilism at its core, and why nihilism has consumed our society today, and the dangerous paths that nihilism can take. And that is through, I have spiritual belief. I'm putting spiritual belief, but it is Christianity, Orthodox Christianity, in how Orthodox Christianity can and will beat nihilism. So let's turn the focus a little bit on today. So, why podcasting? Why is podcasting so important for anybody and everybody in this world? You need a podcast. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you do. You need a podcast. Why? Because it helps establish thought leadership. There's so many different thought leaders out there. Everybody's got their own point of view. Everybody's got an interesting perspective on things. Why not voice it? You know, you need to have that voice out there. You need to have your voice out there. Yay for fitness. Yeah, I know. It's great, isn't it? Yay for fitness, DJ. I love it. But when you can establish yourself as a thought leader, so many more doors open up. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to start a podcast and in 5 episodes you're going to be established as a thought leader. That's not going to happen. It's going to take years. It's going to take years. It's going to take a long time for you to be established as that. But with more exposure that you get, and that leads into the next point, which is it helps expand your reach and visibility. The more exposure you get to other, whatever, I'm going to call them influencers, other people and their audience, the more that they look at you and say, you know what, okay, this guy or girl, they kind of know what they're talking about. I like I like the way they look. I like the way they talk. I like the way they do things. And that helps build you, not just you, but it helps build your brand. And that's another big thing that we don't look at. And branding is huge. And I'm not talking like, okay, big corporation brands like Coca-Cola, like Pepsi, like Target. Yeah, okay, they're brands, but you are also a brand. John Katavos is a brand. Resilient Reboot Productions is a brand. The Fitness Oracle is a brand. But the person is also a brand. So when you can establish yourself as a thought leader and you can expand your reach and visibility, and this takes time. This is a lot of things. This is a big thing that a lot of people don't look at. A lot of coaches, they say, "Oh yeah, we can get you up and running, and you're gonna have so many podcast episodes, and yeah, it's great, and this and that." But it takes time. It takes a lot of time. It's been 3 years, and I just started getting a little bit of traction now after 3 years. So it takes time, but in that time, what you do build is you build a loyal audience. and this is critical. Kevin Kenny, I can't remember his name, but he was a he was a he was a CEO of Wired magazine. He said you need to build your 1,000 true fans. And the whole concept of the 1,000 true fans, and I'm not talking about people who follow you on Facebook or like your stuff on Facebook or they follow you on Instagram. Those are not true fans. Those are not true fans. Those are people who are just there to dip their toe in the water. They're just scrolling and they see something and they're like, and then or follow and then they keep scrolling. Those are not true fans. True fans are people who will buy whatever you give them. They will requote you in different ways to different people. Say, oh, Joe Blow said this and it makes sense. Those are your 1,000. That's one of your 1,000 true fans. And that's another thing that we have this misconception with social media that, once we get that one follower, it's like, oh, I got a fan. I got a fan. No, you got a follower. A follower is different from a fan. But we're going to help you with Resilient Reboot Productions and the podcasting accelerator, which we're going to probably be launching in a month or so. Is we want you to have all those followers, but you also have to understand those followers, only a small percentage of those followers are your fans. And those are the ones that you're going to talk to. That is your loyal audience. The ones that are willing to hop on a plane, hop a pond, an ocean, go to a conference where you're speaking and listen to you. Those are your true fans. Not the ones that like you on Facebook, not the ones that follow you on Instagram, not the ones that subscribe and leave weird comments on YouTube. None of those. No. Those are not your true fans. Got to put in the right work. Got to put in the work right consistently. 1,000%, DJ. 1,000%. 1,000%. If you can't put in the work consistently, then I've failed at this too because of the burnout. And this is one thing that we actually really focus heavily on in this community is we need to get your life. It's not, you're doing a podcast because it's a great way to market yourself. It's a great way to get exposure for yourself, for your brand, for your product, for your company, for your voice. But you also need time for you. You're doing this to get a little bit more freedom of your time in your time and your day. But if you can't do that because you wake up at 5 a.m. and you're going to bed at midnight and you look at the time, and you're like, crap, I gotta go to sleep. Where did the day go by? I mean, you can't do it. It's hard to do it. So what else does a podcast do? It helps provide a platform for partnerships. This is huge. This is huge because this is huge for a specific reason, because it helps you get your word out to more people, to other people's podcasts, to other people's platforms, to other people's audiences. And you can use those people to get more true fans. You can build your audience, but you're building a fan base too. This is probably one of the harder ones. A lot of podcasters fail on this one. That's why their podcasts don't do so well, and they lose a little bit of mojo going in. And what we're trying to do with Resilient Reboot Productions is try to teach you the easy ways to do it. I failed at this many times. Mind you, I get burned out a lot. So it's hard to do what I do by myself. Just tough sometimes. You got to do what you got to do though, right? But when you can understand the equation to get onto other people's platforms and to utilize other people's platforms, then you grow. You grow as not just as a brand and a company and a product, but also as a person. Your confidence goes up. Somebody comes up to you and says, "Oh, you know what, Jane? You got I'm looking for a yoga instructor. Oh, I got 3 of them. Let me introduce you to them. I'm thinking about creating a podcast. I got 4 people that I know that can help you with your podcast. I want to do a live stream. I got a couple people that I know that can help you with your live stream. Let me introduce you to them. Now you become that go-to person. But it's not just a local thing like your friends and family, but this is a more broader thing because now you can go to your audience and say, you know what? You can access my network. Here's some people that I know that can help you with this problem. And in turn, those people that you've referred to, they will start referring people to you as well. That's where that partnership collaboration kind of happens, where it melds. Like DJ, I was on her show, I think about 6 months ago, no, almost a year ago. And we have this great thing. I support her show. She supports my live. This is the first live I've done in years, and she's on it. And I think that's awesome. I referred her to other people too. And it's just one of those things where it's a tight knit community, and that's what you love about it. You learn to love about it. The main, the final point that I want to get across, why to have a podcast. It offers the cost-effective marketing tool. This is key. Everything that you do when it comes to marketing costs money. This doesn't cost that much. Costs you maybe 2 subscriptions. If you do it right, it'll cost you 2 to 3 subscriptions. One for your email, one for your post production, and one for your distribution. That's it. If you do it right, you're looking at about $200 a month. Compared to Google ads, compared to Facebook ads, compared to LinkedIn ads, compared to YouTube ads, compared to exposure to here, business cards, marketing, this, that, networking events, $200 if done properly a month. You can have a podcast up and running and being exposed to other people's platforms, increasing your reach and visibility, establishing yourself a loyal audience, and making you a thought leader in your field, whatever it is. And it costs peanuts. So that's why I believe podcasting is the best tool anybody can have in their pocket. And it's not just thanks, DJ. I'm really I'm really grateful that you're here. I'm really grateful that you're here. That's why I believe podcasting is number one in it. Everybody should have their own podcast. It's not easy work, but we can help you bring balance to something that could consume your entirety, your entire day. Trust me, it's happened to me many, many, many times. I've vanished from the face of the earth, even from my family, because I just need to get ahead, need to get ahead, need to do that, write this blog post, write that blog post, write this email, write that email. And an entire week goes by and you're like, what the hell? Where did a week go by? Monday starts and it's Saturday and you're like, wow, it's already Saturday. What happened? So, if you guys are interested and you guys want to see more about Resilient Reboot Productions community and what we offer, the link is Looks like it only posted to YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, I will find it on LinkedIn and Facebook, and I'll post the link. And you're curious, I am offering for 2 months for free the Resilient Reboot Productions community. And it's open to all. And you guys, I'm more than happy for all of you to join us and get yourself started with a podcast that will help establish you as a thought leader, build your audience, help you expand your reach and visibility, and help you with partnerships and collaborations, because that took me a long time to understand partnership and collaboration. It was just that was fun. That was a lot of fun. Oh, what's my YouTube channel called? It's called Resilient Reboot Productions. So you can just go to YouTube, Resilient Reboot Productions, and I'm right there. You'll see that symbol, that logo. So yeah, next week is going to be a fun week. We are going to be talking about what does it take to have a podcast. We're going to get into a little bit of the nit and gritty of podcasting 101 kind of thing, if you will. And we're going to be talking about all the cool little tips and tricks and some of them. We're going to talk about some of them. And let me just bring that up a second. We're going to be talking about the niches and audience, and we're going to talk a little bit about equipment and software, planning and preparation, which is if you can't plan, if you don't like to plan, don't podcast. Or you don't like to prep, don't podcast. It is wow. Yeah. You need to be prepared to have a podcast, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Promotion. We're going to talk about promotion and marketing, and we're going to be the big takeaway from it is going to be staying motivated and consistent. DJ, you are awesome. You are awesome. Thank you, DJ. That's awesome. Because staying motivated and consistent is a big turnoff when it comes to podcasters, especially in the beginning. And especially in the beginning, because we'll talk a little bit more about it and some tips and tricks that I can help you here. Also, with the Resilient Reboot Productions community, what we're doing also a live stream every Tuesdays, same time, 11 a.m. for and we're going to get into like really cool tools to help you with your podcast, especially this new thing that I came across, which helps copyright and subscriptions and posting and social media campaigns. If I don't have to be on social media for longer than 5 seconds, it is a good day for me. It's a very good day. And when you need to, next month we're going to talk about omnipresence and polypresence and the difference between and the importance, and you'll understand more fully what the difference between omnipresence and polypresence is. We, as podcasters and content creators, we want to be polypresence, but we want to focus on an omnipresence social media campaign. I'll explain exactly what that means first week of April. But for now, what I want you guys to take away from is we are going to talk about the tools that help you produce your podcast and help you find guests and be guests. There's so many tools that are so useful. And I will be talking about that specifically in the Resilient Reboot Productions community, not on this. Just talking about the business in general. Thank you all for watching. I know it's been 25 minutes of me rambling on. DJ, you're awesome. Thank you. And I hope to see all of you in the Resilient Reboot Productions community. Tomorrow we have a live in the community, and we're going to be talking about AI and its power, why it's so powerful, why I'm afraid of it, and I can't stop using AI, and I'm scared out of my mind. But next week on the lives in social media, we're going to be talking about what it takes to be a podcaster and what you need to be prepared and how you need to be prepared when you're getting into this kind of work, because it's a lot. Thank you, DJ. You're awesome. All right, guys. I will see you guys tomorrow in the Resilient Reboot Productions community. And if not, I will see you guys again next week, Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Daylight Standard Time. We jumped forward 1 hour. Until then, you guys have an awesome, and productive week.